Hey, how's everyone doing? I'm excited to be back. I'm here on a Friday, which is not planned. I actually had this video in my calendar on to film on Wednesday, and then I moved it to Thursday because I didn't feel like it on Wednesday, and then I kind of got overwhelmed with calls on Thursday, and so it moved to Friday, and this is like the end of the line for me. Um, Anything that's left over, if it's all done, then I'll take Friday off and I'll kind of chill. And if it's not, then I show back up. So I'm here on a Friday. Um, Very long story of why I'm here. But more importantly, I'm here to talk about something kind of interesting. So the idea that I had for this week's video came from talking to a few clients who are brand new and just came into, or brand new to working with me. And we had some similar conversations, and this kind of tends to happen. I'll notice, similar topics start to come up. And the thing that's been coming up a lot lately, and I've been talking about it with you a little bit, is about being extremely unfocused. So in the online space, or just as an entrepreneur in general, it's so easy to get distracted, right? Like, I do it myself. It's so easy to think, oh, maybe I need this funnel, or maybe, I just watched this webinar and she has this product and I think this could be really cool for me, or maybe I need a higher price product, or maybe I need a retreat. Maybe you saw mine and you're like, that's what I need to focus on. It's so easy to get distracted by all these cool things that we could do, especially when you're like an idea person and a creator in general. And so I want to talk about, okay, what do you do? I keep talking about focus. What do you do to make sure that you're actually putting profit first? And that's the thing that you're really prioritizing in your business. And then you can have other ideas, and then you can do, more fun things. How do you make sure that you're prioritizing the most important thing as a business? Profit, right? And so I want to talk about a really simple way of doing it. So the first thing that you're going to do to make this happen is to make sure that you know what your most profitable offer is. And if you only have one offer, then that's your most profitable offer. If you have a few different things, if you have a lower price product, you have a higher price product, you have one that converts pretty well, one that converts really well, just do your numbers and figure out which one actually is your most profitable offer. And this is important, and it's a step that I actually see skipped a lot. So step one, find your most profitable offer, get that in mind. Once you know what that is, then you have a few important things that you need to do for that one offer. And so just take note that I'm not saying that you can't have other offers, but I'm saying you should prioritize your most profitable offer, okay? So once you know what that one is, there's a few things that you need to do. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to get really, really clear, if you're not already, on what the number one outcome is of that offer. So not what you do in the offer, not what you teach, not anything like that, not what you're delivering. What is the outcome of someone purchasing that offer? So when I buy this sweater, I feel cute and flowy. Not, I didn't get in the mail a package that was, in paper, and then it was, it's made of cotton and all of that. Like, those things are obviously important to me getting this thing, but the outcome is I get it, I feel cute, and I'm going to wear it today on a road trip. It's comfy, whatever. So know the main outcome of that offer, most importantly. The other really important thing to know is what is the problem that it's solving. So the problem of this sweater that it's solving is I didn't have a sweater to wear today. Whatever. The sweater is not a great example, but you need to know not only what's the outcome, but what's the thing that someone's like going through right now that they need your offer. What's the solution? And so often I see people focusing on what they're delivering and what they teach and what they're really good at, which is amazing. And those things are really needed in order for you to create a good product. But in order for you to sell and make money from your product, you need to know what problem you're solving for other people, because that's where people's heads are at before they actually buy the product. They're like, how can someone fix this problem that I have? Or this, me not having a sweater wasn't necessarily a problem, but it does provide a solution in my life. And so even if you're not solving, a huge, massive problem in someone's business, it is something that's going on with them that you are providing a solution for, okay? So that's the second thing you need to know about your offer. The third thing is you need to know your numbers on that offer. So how many leads do you need in order to make one sale of that offer? You need to know that. You need to know the percentage of, people on your email list that actually purchase your offer, or the percentage of people who you get on the phone with that actually end up working with you. Those are important numbers for you to know. I have tons of blog posts and videos on that if you want to dive deeper into that. But you need to know that. And then you also need to know how many leads you need in order to hit the profit that you want. So how many sales do you want to make in January or in December, whatever it is. So those numbers need to be very clear. But once you have those things, which everyone should have, it should be a real baseline of your product. You should know, I want to make this much from this product, and I know I need this many leads in order to hit that profit number. And I know in order to actually get those leads, I'm going to need to know the main outcome and the problem that this thing's solving. Like, very basic things, but I see this skipped all the time because you're like, I'll figure that out. It's pretty obvious. You need to get like so clear on it, like journal it, make sure that you're talking to people about it. If people are like, wait, asking more questions, then you're not being clear enough. So make sure you're refining that. And this is like the foundation. So don't skip this step, and don't like move too quickly past it either. Make sure that you're always coming back to it. Okay, so that's the very first important step. Then once you know those things, the next thing you need to do is have multiple ways in your business for people to hear about that offer or to get to that offer. So I want people coming in from all different angles, because what's interesting to one person might not be interesting to another person. So I want you to have multiple ways for people to get to hearing about your offer, or to seeing your sales page, or to getting on the phone with you to actually talk about the offer. So a few things you can do are different types of freebies. There's like tons of different options that you could do for any kind of freebie, lead magnet, opt-in, like those are all words for something free that you offer someone in exchange for their email. Definitely have one of those. That's a great first step. You could also, host a webinar, and at the end of the webinar, talks about your offer. Challenge at the, during the challenge, you talk about the offer. You could always offer free calls and talk to people about getting on the phone with you for free. And at the end of that call or during that call, you talk about your offer. Those are all different ways that someone might find out about my program. And if they go through any of those paths, then they're going to hear about the program. And you kind of want multiple different ways. And this is the best place to be focusing your attention, is creating more of these that lead directly to your offer and making sure that they're converting really, really highly. So once you know your offer and you know your numbers, this is where I really want you to be putting your focus, because obviously these are getting leads in the door, and you know how many leads you need in order to convert to a sale. So the more, the better, right? But more importantly, what this does is it builds trust. And this is the number one thing that stops people from buying. So if they don't trust you, they're not willing to take a chance on a higher priced product. They're not willing to take a chance on a new product that doesn't have any testimonials yet. And this is true with anything. Actually, back to the clothing example, every once in a while I'll see a clothing brand on like Instagram or something like that. I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you see those ads too. And I'll look at it, the stuff will look really cute, but I've never heard of this store before. I've never ordered from them before. And I'm like, I don't know, what if it's not good? I wonder what the return is like, returning it's like. Meanwhile, if my like favorite store that I order from all the time has a sale that's like 5% off, I'm like, order it, get it to my door. These things, I have trust with this brand, so it's so much easier for me to say yes and buy something from them. Whereas the first sale for a new company is the hardest. Okay, so it's your job to build trust with people in all these different areas, and by talking about exactly what's going on with them, talking about the solution that you're providing. And by you knowing those things and by you articulating them really clearly, then they see that you understand them, and then therefore they have trust with you. Okay, and the second really important thing is to have a micro offer. And this is another thing to build trust. And this is something that I basically try to get every single one of my clients to have now, because it's so impactful on a few different levels. So I want everyone to think about how they can have a micro offer, or what a lot of people call a tripwire, which is like a small product that is somewhere between $9 and $29, around there. I've seen higher, I've seen lower, but it's a small product that you offer people after they give you their name and email. So let's say you're on my website and you go to alyssacoleman.ca/big and you see my freebie. It's called the Big 4. You put in your name and email. You're like, this thing sounds awesome. It's all about 4 things to do every day in order to hit 10K months. You're like, sign me up. And then as soon as you put in your name and email, immediately the next page pops up and it's like, hey, Big Four is on the way to your inbox. That's cool. In the meantime, if you want to take this one step further and you want to know exactly what I do every single day, here's my calendar. You can have it, take it, and put it into your business, make a few tweaks. It's all yours for $17. So I'm taking what they want from the freebie and I'm offering them something else that gives them the same outcome, even better, even quicker. And they're like, yeah, I want to know the 4 things she does every day, but even better, I want to know everything she does every day and what she does every week, right? So I'm giving them kind of an upgrade for a really low price. And this is not to make me rich off $17 calendars. This is not how you're going to be making the most of your profit. But what this does is 2 super important things. The first thing is a certain percentage, a really low percentage actually, around 1% of people will take me up on that small micro offer. And when they do, that's great because that helps me, I take that money and I put it right back into Facebook ads. So it allows me to have a bigger budget with better margins on my Facebook ads. So I know that, 1% of people will take me up on this offer and therefore I can spend that money on 30 leads a day on Facebook. So that's really great. It's like a fuel, especially in the beginning when you don't have a lot of money to be spending on Facebook ads. This is a great way to get like a little bit of extra help with that marketing budget. So that's great. But even more importantly than that, and even if you're not spending any money on advertising, even though you should, regardless of all of that, the most important reason to have one of these micro offers is because it's the best thing ever for building trust. So what it does is someone buys this $17 offer, right? It's an easy yes. It's not too much commitment. They're like, it's only 17. Maybe they've been thinking about working with me. Maybe they don't know me at all. But they take out their, PayPal, they click it, and they buy this $17 offer. It's kind of no risk for them, so they don't have to trust me too much in order to get it. If they spend $17 on a piece of crap, that would suck, but it's not the end of the world for someone, right? But of course, I'm not going to put a piece of crap there because if you actually deliver something for $17 that's epic, that someone really likes, that people actually get a lot of value out of, think about how high the trust with you is going to be. So already I've made that first purchase. So like I mentioned before, the first purchase on that new clothing brand is the hardest for me to make. However, if they said to me, hey, we want to give you one thing for free shipping, I might be like, okay, and then I would be so much more likely to buy from them. Or if they said, we're giving you this, it's $17 and free shipping. Do you want it? I'd be like, yeah, why not? I might as well try it, right? And then I'm more likely to buy from them in the future. And it's the same thing in your business. As long as you don't, like I said, give them a piece of crap, it's something that's really good and super valuable. I want this $17 thing to be worth like $100 or $50 at least, right? I want this small product to be super valuable. So now people are like, okay, this is what it's like working with her. This is what it's like to have one of her products. And once you get people over that, initial yes, then I think the number is 70%. They're 70% or somewhere in that ballpark more likely to purchase from you again. So like it's just something that you don't want to miss because it's so easy, and it's easy to add it in. If you have a freebie right now, it's easy to create something like that. It doesn't have to be anything too elaborate. It should actually just be a quick win for people. But this is the thing that's going to allow you to drive even more traffic to these things that build trust, that get that are different lead-ins to that offer, and going to help you get more leads so that you can prioritize profit for that most profitable product. So those are the 2 most important things that I think you can do. Number 1, know your most profitable offer. Have a lot of different on-ramps for that offer once you're really clear on your numbers and what the value is. And then number 2 is to add in that micro offer, because both of those things are going to be building trust with your dream client, and that's going to help you just focus on what's going to make me money, how many leads do I need for this product, and how do I get those leads in? And if you're focusing on those things, then it's really a lot more difficult to get distracted by all these other things that you're like, maybe that's the solution, maybe that's the solution. No, you know what the solutions are. And if you are distracted by something like, hey, maybe I need a webinar, then you can ask yourself, okay, does that fit in, and does that lead to my main most profitable offer that I'm trying to promote right now and that I'm really focusing on to prioritize profit this quarter or in all of 2020? Cool.